Labor for food that does not perish. It was March the 24th. Labor for food that does not perish. You can read that. That's the context of what I'm speaking of right now. And so they urged him, eat of this food that we fetched for you. But he said to them, I have food to eat of which you do not know. That's pretty much in the same manner of what he told the woman. If he knew who you're talking to, he offers you another drink that you're not familiar with. And so to his own, he says, I have food of which to eat of which you do not know. And therefore the disciples said to one another, has anyone brought him anything to eat? Carnal minds are carnal minds, carnal minds. Questions. Explain. Why Jesus? Why the word of God tells me he provides when I don't see any provision? Why the word of God says by his stripes I'm healed, but I'm so sick, so broke? Why? How about you get your word back into yourself? The word of God. How about you start believing his word, not your word, but his word. How about you take this word and you consume it and you eat it and you eat it and it starts speaking to you and you know, he is my living water. He is the food I'm contending for daily. He says to them in verse 34, my food, that which I labor for to eat, my food is to do the will of him who sent me and to finish his work. Do you know, if you live another 100 years, if not too long, either through the way of the resurrection, when the trumpet sounds and we're born again and we go up and in the rapture, we caught up in the sky with him. Or should he tarry and we go by the way of the grave? Do you know before not too long you will give an account what you were contending for on earth? Do you know this is not just a little cute little moment of you living life and doing whatever you want to do? Feed the family. We feed the family as we meditate and undergo transformation. And this transformation is how we get to know the perfect will of God, of his assignment, of our assignment that he has given to us on earth. And there's never lack there. In his will that you only know, as we read in Romans 12, through the renewing of your mind. In his will for you, there's never lack of provision. So if you're mesmerized by the earthly existence and solely live to feed the physical feeding of your family, you've missed it. Do you know why? Because you're not contending for the food that does not perish. And if we're not contending for the food that does not perish, we're not undergoing transformation. And therefore, we can walk earth all the days of our life thinking we're in the perfect will of God, and we have totally missed it. And you know, on the day of judgment, when we face our master, the one that died for us, we'll not be judged on what we did here, we thought we did for him. We'll be judged on the basis of the assignment that he assigned us to do on earth. Oh, you know, I went to church once, twice, 3 times. Every time the church door was up, I was there. I sang the loudest. I was there. Well, you know, I kind of witnessed. I think I did to my neighbor, but you know, I'm not so sure whether they got born again. That's between God and them. Well, you know, we've heard it all, and maybe most of it we've said it ourselves. This is not to condemn us, but to take us back to the reality of what is your food and what is your drink. You can decide today. where you put your focus on. You decide today what you attend to before this day is over. You decide today where you lend your ear, what you're going to listen to. And I'll tell you one thing, definitely it's not TV and the local news and the fear-mongering of the hour. But it should be the resurrection power that resides in you. It should be the meditation of the Word of God.